quorum360 is our information-driven user interface that allows for exploring, navigating through, searching and visualizing links between data. This interface is entirely derived from the RDF graph, and in this case the ubiquitous Northwind model via the OData to Sparkle service. The reason for choosing Northwind is that it models familiar concepts, customers, products, orders, etc., although the demonstrator includes many other examples. Opening quorum360 takes us to the home page where a dashboard could be configured. In this case, it is just a placeholder. On the left, we have the navigator showing all the different entity sets that appear within Northwind. Note that this is information driven, so adding more classes would immediately change this navigator without any further coding. Basically, whatever is defined within the graph model can appear in the navigator. If we expand employees, we can see the actions that have been configured for this entity set. We could view the graph of it, we could go to a dashboard, but in particular I want to show display employees, as this is going to show me all the employees that we have. For each row we have a different employee, and as we scroll across we can see that information. Now, a grid is never the best way to present all of the information, particularly notes and associated data that could be in the graph. So we want to drill into details, and I can do this in several ways. One, I have a context menu, and every entity that appears within quorum360 will have this context menu. And on here I could select further details. In fact, I can also click directly on an entity and go for the default action. And I know the default action will show the details. So I click on employee and I can see all of the details of the employee, including lists of those who this person manages, the orders that they manage and the territories that they operate in. Let's suppose I want to drill in further. Well, I can click on here and again get another context menu, this time associated with that particular entity. So let's have a look at the details of that order. And there's the details of that order. I can see the customer is this individual. Let's click on there for further details. And I can see the other orders from that customer. So I can click on that other order, and so on. And so I can continue navigating through this data by choosing the context menus and selecting a particular action, so in ad infinitum. But I can also use the cookie trail, which appears on the top, which keeps track of where I've been. So I can navigate back to the different areas of the graph. In this case, though, I want to go back to the original list of employees. So let's choose the employees again. This time I want to have a look at those same aggregate information, but see how they appear within the grid. Over on the right, as I scroll across, I can see that I've got a column called Manages Employee. We saw that Employee 2 actually manages 5 other individuals and has 96 orders. It would be very messy though if I included the full list in the grid. Having a grid within a grid with it is a problem. So here I'm allowing for an aggregate of the entity set related to this employee to be displayed. In this case, the count. And again, I have a context menu. If I click on the context menu, I can see the actions that can be performed. I can go to a graph view, which is going to display on the graph just these individual employees. Or I could have a look at a grid view. Let's choose the grid view. And the grid view pulls back now only the employees that are associated with that employee. Go back again to the grid, and if I do the same, this time choosing the default action, I will show all of the orders that are being managed by that employee. So I have a very easy navigation throughout all of the information that I have within the knowledge graph. And this arises without any particular coding. The coding is really done in the definition of the model. The OData to Sparkle service then publishes that as a standard OData service, and the user interface is automatically generated from that meta model and knowledge graph. Thank you.